Looking into the distances that are going to be used here, as far as I understand, that you do the Goldilocks principle of.
I'm going to be putting it at 0.2 for the inlet valves and 0.4 for the exhaust. It's right in the middle of those two numbers. That is the number I want when I'm measuring the clearances.
So Stuart,
yes.
How would you work out what an inlet is and what an outlet is for this procedure?
What we're doing
is,
here,
by the way, rated 2 spanners on Haynes manual.
It is, yeah. So, obvious ways. Firstly, we've got to figure out which ones are exhaust and which ones are inlet. And I am seeing that on these ones, which are the inlets, because here is the carb / injection, going into the inlet manifold, and these bits of inlet manifold, the tubes, are lined up with each of these tappets we can see here. We've got the spark plugs on this side, so these are definitely the inlet ones. On the exhaust manifold, these are lined up, and again you can see it with the manifold coming out, so these allow the gases out into the exhaust, obviously. So this one is nice and sensibly laid out. Oh, that moved. And there's not much to confuse us at all there. All we have to know is that cylinder 1 is on the transmission end, and this is the transmission as seen in the last video where we took out the gear oil. So as long as we know we're starting with number 1 at this end, we can work out everything else from there, because all of them are explained to us in here.
And if you spot anything wrong with any of that statement, please leave a comment.
Okay.
And this is not good good to watch particularly, so we're going to sort of skip through this next bit. But you'll get an idea, and hopefully at the end you'll get a nice...
Just get a Haynes manual. You don't need to see us doing them to learn it off this. Just read it off the Haynes manual. We've been backwards and forwards, turning bottom end there, so we're happy with this. Is all the way down, which is pushing that exhaust valve fully open, which is exhaust valve number 1, which means we can now check the number 3 inlet, 1, 2, 3, there, and number 4 exhaust, number 4 there. So that is what we are going to do now with our feeler gauges. So we want 0.4 for the exhaust, and
this is not great TV.
There it is, it's lifting up.
Oh.
I cannot get that in there. That is definitely too tight.
Okay.
Right, let's readjust that down.
We didn't get some actual footage really of it being done last time, so I'm showing now the number 1 exhaust valve all the way down. If you look compared to the other ones, you're seeing nice at the bottom of the travel. Wiggle it backwards and forwards a couple of times to make sure it's right at the bottom of the travel there.
I managed to use a pair of pliers to kind of push. One of them was loose, one of them wasn't, so I just had to move the metal slightly and get those rubber stops, or they're plastic, put in place for the spacers so they're not loose and rattling around, just to make sure it fits. We've just had to remove that so we can get
Access.
everything to line up properly when we put these all together.